Mysterious stone circles rising from misty plains, subterranean temples hidden for millennia, eerie ruins whispering ancient secrets. Europe is a treasure trove of enigmas, places where history blurs into mystery. Today on Should I Go, we journey to 11 of the most mysterious places in Europe. Each destination holds secrets that have baffled explorers and scholars alike. Are you ready to step into the unknown? Then let's begin our adventure. Our odyssey starts on Salisbury Plain, England, where massive stones stand in a circle against the sky. Stonehenge, perhaps the world's most iconic prehistoric mystery. Who raised these 25-ton rocks over 4,000 years ago, and why? The stones are aligned perfectly with the sunrise of the summer solstice and the sunset of the winter solstice, suggesting an ancient calendar or temple. Yet no written record reveals its true purpose. Some theorize it was a sacred burial site. Others call it an ancient observatory or a place of healing. As twilight falls, one can't help but feel the energy of this place, the echo of druid ceremonies or something even older. We know the when and how more than ever before, but the why of Stonehenge remains an unsolved riddle. It's a colossal monument from a lost world, silently guarding its secrets as it has for ages. Stonehenge captivates millions, but it won't give up its mysteries easily. And our journey is just beginning. But Stonehenge is not alone. Across the sea in France, an even greater gathering of stones stands in eerie formation. In the windswept fields of Brittany, Karnak greets us with thousands of ancient standing stones stretching as far as the eye can see. Over 3,000 megaliths, some towering 4 meters high, are arranged in neat rows and patterns. Walking among them feels like entering a prehistoric army frozen in stone. In fact, local legend claims Merlin the wizard turned a Roman legion to stone here, explaining the endless lines of rocks. Archaeologists estimate the Karnak stones were erected around 3,300 BCE, even older than Stonehenge. But their purpose? Still a mystery. Were they an ancient ceremonial site, an astronomical calendar, or markers of sacred land? The stones align in long, parallel rows, almost like a blueprint of some cosmic plan. As the sun lowers, their shadows crisscross the landscape, hinting at intentional design. Yet no one truly knows what culture built this megalithic complex, or why they undertook such a massive project only to leave no written trace. The Karnak stones stand silent, keeping their age-old pact of secrecy amid the whispering grasses. The only certainty, this place feels powerful, as if each stone remembers something we have long forgotten. We've seen stones that reach for the sky. Now journey inside a place where ancient people waited in darkness for the light. In the green hills of Ireland's County Meath lies a large grassy mound that hides a stunning secret. This is Newgrange, a 5,200-year-old passage tomb built by Neolithic hands, older than the pyramids of Egypt. From the outside, it appears as a gentle hill ringed by engraved curbstones. But venture inside the narrow stone passageway, and you find a cruciform chamber built with astonishing precision. The greatest marvel. Every winter solstice at dawn, a beam of sunlight creeps through a perfectly positioned roof box above the entrance, flooding the inner chamber with golden light for a few breathtaking minutes. How did people over 5 millennia ago achieve such precise alignment with the sun? And why? Some say Newgrange was a temple of the dead, where the yearly return of the sun symbolized rebirth. Others believe it was built to honor solar deities or as a calendar marking the turning of the year. Irish legend ties Newgrange to the realm of the fairy folk and ancient gods. It was said to be the home of Dagda, the great god, and his son, Angus. Standing inside as darkness turns to light feels like witnessing a miracle engineered by long-lost knowledge. It's as if the stones themselves come alive on that one special morning, sharing a message from prehistory. Newgrange leaves us awestruck by the genius of its builders and wondering what other secrets lie buried in time. The ancients of Ireland harnessed sunlight in their tomb. Now we delve even deeper into an underworld sanctuary carved from solid rock. Hidden beneath a nondescript street on the island of Malta is a subterranean wonder like no other. The Hal Saflieni Hypogeum is an underground temple and necropolis, hewn out of limestone around 4000 to 2500 BCE. 3 levels of chambers, halls, and passages descend into the earth, all painstakingly carved with simple tools. Stepping down into the cool darkness, you enter a world frozen in time, ochre-painted ceilings, sweeping curves of rock that mimic built architecture, and smooth pillars supporting nothing but the weight of mystery. Over 7,000 human remains were found here, but was it solely a burial site? One chamber, called the Oracle Room, produces a mesmerizing acoustic effect. A deep voice spoken inside echoes throughout the entire complex. Could chanting priests or priestesses have used this to induce trances or communicate with unseen spirits? The Hypogeum's purpose remains unclear. Temple, tomb, or both. Equally eerie are the whispered legends. One tale claims a group of schoolchildren vanished into these tunnels in the early 20th century, never to return. While regarded as myth, it underscores the Hypogeum's reputation as a labyrinth of secrets. With its perfect acoustics and mysterious carvings of a sleeping goddess figure, this underground enigma leaves us with more questions than answers. In the silence of its depths, you might even hear the ancient voices if you listen closely. Or is that just your imagination? We emerge from Malta's depths to find that some mysteries hide in plain sight. Our next location isn't ancient ruins. It's a medieval chapel woven with legend and lore. Just outside Edinburgh stands a stone chapel that has spawned centuries of speculation. Rosslyn Chapel, completed in 1486, is small in size but colossal in mystery. Its ornate stone carvings seem to overflow with hidden messages. Dozens of whimsical green man faces peek from walls and ceilings, a pagan symbol in a Christian church. Delicate depictions of plants adorn the arches, including what appears to be maize, corn, and aloe, plants unknown in Europe in the 15th century. How did the Masons carve New World flora at least 50 years before Columbus's voyage? Some suggest the chapel's patron, Sir William St. Clair, had ancient knowledge or even visited distant lands. Rosslyn is also entangled with the lore of the Knights Templar and the Holy Grail. Whispered rumors say the Grail, or other sacred treasures, are hidden in a secret vault below the chapel's floor, placed there by Templars fleeing persecution. The Da Vinci Code popularized these tales, but long before that, visitors sensed an otherworldly atmosphere here. The Apprentice Pillar stands as the chapel's crowning masterpiece, with its spiraling carvings and a haunting legend of murder and envy. Every carved figure, every symbol in Rosslyn Chapel feels deliberate, as if its creators left a puzzle waiting to be solved. 5 centuries later, researchers, codebreakers, and Freemasons still debate its meaning. Is Rosslyn Chapel a simple place of worship, or a stone encyclopedia of esoteric knowledge? The truth remains elusive, hidden in plain sight among the carvings, awaiting those patient enough to read its stone pages. If carved symbols in a chapel guard secrets above ground, imagine what lurks below one of Europe's greatest cities. We descend now into darkness, into a realm of bones. Beneath the bustling streets of Paris lies a shadowy empire of the dead, the catacombs. Down a spiral staircase and through narrow, chilly tunnels, you enter a world unlike any other. The remains of over 6 million people are stacked along the walls, skulls and femurs arranged in macabre patterns, forming endless corridors of bones. By the late 18th century, Paris's cemeteries overflowed, so authorities relocated the bones into these former limestone quarries. What was meant as a practical solution has become one of Europe's creepiest mysteries. The atmosphere is heavy and silent. Your faint flashlight reveals inscriptions like, "Stop. This is the Empire of Death." Most visitors stick to the sanctioned path, but beyond the official route lie miles of off-limits tunnels, unmapped and filled with who knows what. Urban explorers, or cataphiles, tell stories of strange sounds in the depths and unnerving discoveries, a video camera found deep inside, its footage allegedly showing an unseen terror chasing the lost explorer. Is that story real, or just an urban legend? In the catacombs, the line between myth and reality blurs. Each skull was once a living Parisian with a story. Now they form an ossuary that sparks our darkest imaginations. Unlike our other sites, we know who built the catacombs and why. But countless ghostly tales suggest we don't know everything that goes on in this underground maze. It's a place that confronts you with mortality and mystery at every turn. Would you wander in the forbidden tunnels where the air gets thick and the silence screams? Many have tried. Not all return with their sanity intact. The suffocating tunnels of Paris leave us longing for open air. We escape to a forest in Germany, where towering rocks have inspired awe and occult obsession. In the Teutoburg forest of Germany, something bizarre juts out of the earth. The Externstein, 5 towering pillars of sandstone sculpted by nature and perhaps shaped by ancient hands. These rock formations twist upward, surrounded by dense woods and a quiet lake, as if hiding in their own realm. For centuries, people have felt Externstein was sacred. The Saxons may have worshipped here long ago. One legend claims it was the site of the Irminsul, a great pagan world tree or pillar that Charlemagne destroyed in his war against the Saxons. While hard evidence of that is scant, the place undeniably drew spiritual attention. Caves and niches are carved into the stones. A mysterious circular hole, high in one rock, faces the sunrise on the summer solstice. An ancient calendar marker, perhaps. Climb the narrow stairs carved into the stone, and you'll find a platform that might have been used for rituals. Even in the Middle Ages, hermits chose these crags for solitude, carving a relief of the descent from the cross on one face. Fast forward to the 20th century, the Nazi SS, obsessed with occult Germanic heritage, held summer solstice ceremonies here, convinced Externstein was a fount of mystical power. Standing atop the rocks at dawn, watching sunlight pour through that stone window onto the altar, it's easy to see why myth and mysticism cling to this site. Are the Externstein a natural wonder co-opted by people for holy rites? Or did some lost culture shape them as a monument to gods? No one can say for sure. The stones keep their counsel, indifferent to the worshippers, conquerors, and curious travelers who come and go over the ages. Our next mystery challenges the line between fact and fantasy. In the hills of Bosnia, an archaeologist claims a discovery that could rewrite history, or be the greatest illusion of our time. Near the town of Visoko in Bosnia, a series of strange pyramid-shaped hills rise from the landscape. They look like natural mountains at first, until you notice the unusually flat triangular faces and sharp edges. Could these be the eroded remains of ancient pyramids larger than those of Giza? That's exactly what one researcher, Dr. Semir Osmanagic, believes. He declared Visoko home to the world's oldest and largest pyramids, the Pyramid of the Sun, Moon, and Dragon among them, built, in his estimation, some 12,000 years ago by a long-lost European civilization. The idea sounds unbelievable, and most mainstream archaeologists insist these hills are just natural formations shaped by geology. But the site has yielded curiosities. Networks of underground tunnels running for kilometers, odd man-made stone blocks, and the Pyramid of the Sun Hill is astonishingly aligned to true north with higher precision than any known ancient structure. Coincidence? Osmanagic's team continues to excavate, finding terraces and flat plateau-like tops that fuel speculation. Locals and tourists flock here, hiking the slopes and exploring the Ravna tunnels, drawn by the what-if of it all. If these are true pyramids, they would force a rewrite of human history, proving an advanced culture in Europe's deep past. If they are not, they remain an incredible natural mystery that ignited imaginations worldwide. As you stand on Visoko Hill, the so-called Pyramid of the Sun, with the town far below, you can't help but wonder, is the hill hiding a man-made heart? The answer remains buried, perhaps under our very feet. In Bosnia, the line between believer and skeptic is as sharp as the ridges of its hills, but the mystery is enough to lure adventurous souls seeking Europe's most debated enigma. Whether or not Bosnia's pyramids are real, Europe's ancient peoples did leave behind profound puzzles. Our next stop takes us high into the Carpathian Mountains, to a fortress of a vanished kingdom with cosmic secrets. In the remote mountains of Transylvania, far from any city, lie the ruins of Sarmizegetusa Regia, the once thriving capital of the Dacian kingdom. The Romans crushed it nearly 2,000 years ago, but what remains on this lonely plateau is tantalizing. Stone pillars and circular structures mark what was a grand sacred zone. The most intriguing feature is often called the Dacian Stonehenge, a large circle of standing stones and timber post sockets next to a mysterious round stone altar dubbed the Andesite Sun. Was this a solar calendar? The Dacians, an enigmatic people, left no written records, but they clearly had advanced knowledge of astronomy. It's said that on the summer solstice, the sun's first rays align with the entrance of the great circular sanctuary here. If true, the people of Sarmizegetusa joined the ranks of those who built their world in harmony with the cosmos. Scattered around are also rectangular platforms, perhaps temples or royal residences, now just moss-covered outlines. One can almost picture priests watching the skies from these mountains, or King Decebalus plotting his last stand against Rome amid these sacred stones. There are whispers that hidden tunnels run beneath the site, guarding royal treasure or ancient knowledge, but none have been confirmed. What is certain is the atmosphere, hushed, almost reverent. Few tourists make the journey up the rugged path, so you might have the site to yourself with the whispering wind. Among these forlorn ruins, with the forest closing in, you feel the weight of history and mystery intertwined. The Dacian capital fell to Rome's legions, but its spirit endures in the unanswered questions etched into the layout of its sanctuaries. We're left to wonder if the Dacians knew something we do not, some secret of the stars or the earth that gave power to their kingdom, now lost to time. Our journey winds south to the Mediterranean, where a structure unlike any in Europe rises on an island. Older than Rome, older than Greece, a primeval altar of unknown gods. On the Italian island of Sardinia, amid open fields and grazing sheep, stands a low yet striking mound of stones. Monte da Codi. At first glance, it looks like a crumbling hill or an unremarkable ruin. But as you approach, its form becomes clear. A massive step pyramid or platform built around 3000 BCE. Often called Europe's only ziggurat, Monte da Codi is essentially a man-made mountain, a rectangular base supporting a ramp that leads to a broad, flat summit. Archaeologists uncovered 2 phases of construction here, suggesting it was rebuilt and expanded over centuries. What was this platform for? Theories abound. Some call it an altar where ancient Sardinians performed animal sacrifices under the open sky. Charred remains of sheep and cattle have indeed been found, hinting at ritual feasting or offerings. Others think it was a temple where priests ascended to commune with the gods or stars. Its very existence raises eyebrows. The design is reminiscent of Mesopotamian ziggurats, yet there's no evidence of direct contact. Could isolated island dwellers have independently conceived such an idea? The mystery deepens with enigmatic artifacts. A carved standing stone, menhir, once stood nearby, possibly for worship, and 2 large round stones were found, purpose unknown. Components of some ancient altar mechanism or symbols of celestial bodies. As dusk falls at Monte da Codi, the structure casts a trapezoidal shadow over the plain, and you feel transported to a prehistoric pilgrimage site. It's easy to imagine processions winding up the ramp by torchlight, drums echoing in the night. But today, only silence reigns. Monte da Codi guards its secrets well. We know it was important to those who built it, so important they reshaped a hill into a pyramid. But without written records, the meaning of this megalithic monument is left to our imagination. It stands as a lonely testament to a forgotten people's hopes, fears, and cosmic dreams. Our final destination takes us from an abandoned altar to a fabled mountain shrine. Prepare to climb the slopes of prophecy itself, a site the ancients believed was the center of the world. High on the slopes of Mount Parnassus in Greece lie the ruins of Delphi, once considered the navel of the world. In classical antiquity, this was the most sacred place in Greece, a sanctuary of Apollo, where the oracle of Delphi foretold the fate of kings and empires. Today, pillars of the fallen temple of Apollo still stand, and a serpentine path leads you past treasuries, statues, and inscriptions, all remnants of pilgrims seeking answers. The mystery of Delphi isn't in what it was. Historians know it was a religious center, but in how it worked. Envision the Pythia, the priestess, sitting above a fissure in the earth inside the dim temple. As she inhaled sweet-smelling vapors rising from the ground, she would fall into a trance. In this altered state, she muttered cryptic prophecies that priests would interpret for anxious visitors. How did a single place hold such sway over the ancient world for more than 1,000 years? Rulers planned wars and marriages on Delphi's advice. And those vapors? For centuries, their existence was doubted as myth, until modern geologists discovered 2 faults beneath Delphi that release ethylene and other gases, which can indeed induce hallucinations. Science caught up with the legend, but it doesn't make Delphi any less mysterious. Imagine standing where the oracle once sat, the earth breathing its intoxicating breath from hidden chasms. The air itself seems alive with energy. Above you tower the slopes of Parnassus. Below, the valley and the gleaming Gulf of Corinth. The ancient Greeks believed Apollo slew a great serpent here and claimed the site, making it sacred. Is that just myth? Or did something even older reside in these mountains before Apollo's cult? Delphi leaves you pondering fate and faith. Even now, visitors speak in hushed tones, as if the oracle might yet whisper answers from the ruins. After all our travels, Delphi reminds us that sometimes the greatest mysteries are not about lost civilizations or hidden tombs, but the timeless human quest to peek behind the veil of the future. 11 places, 11 mysteries. From prehistoric stone circles and hidden temples to legendary chapels and oracles, we've journeyed across Europe's shadowy past. Each location we visited holds more questions than answers. And that is the allure. These places make us wonder, imagine, and hunger to explore. The mysteries we've seen are alive. Stonehenge still stands in eternal vigil, the Hypogeum still echoes with ancient chants, and the Paris catacombs still guard the silent multitudes. Our voyage may be ending, but the adventure doesn't have to. Which of these mysterious places calls you to visit? Are there other enigmatic sites you think belong on this list? Let us know in the comments. Share your own discoveries or theories. If you enjoyed delving into Europe's secrets with us, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Should I Go? For more journeys into the unknown. Remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be explored. Until our next adventure, keep your sense of wonder alive. Safe travels, adventurers.